I've gotten a fair number of comments on my castor pack video about how bad it is to use castor oil that's been in a plastic bottle, and that it's bad to use plastic wrap to go over the pack because plastic is poisonous. So I thought I'd do a short video explaining my view on plastics, endocrine disruptors, and those nasty forever chemicals. Here's my bottom line. Yes, these chemicals and cumulative exposures to them are bad and problematic. And yes, as a whole, we are literally eating, drinking, breathing, and covering ourselves in more unhealthy substances than any humans in history. But I'm all about 3 holistic big concepts, and they apply to this topic too. First, seeing the big picture. Yes, there is a small amount of plastic leaching into the oil in a plastic bottle, and I'm talking a tiny amount. But the truth is, the castor oil that you buy in a glass bottle was absolutely stored in a giant plastic barrel in the manufacturing process. Insisting on buying an end product that's in a glass bottle is kind of missing the forest for the trees. It's similar to that aspirational recycling idea. That's when you put something in the recycling bin because it makes you feel ethically or morally better, but it really isn't doing a lot, and it might even be hurting a cause that you are passionate and care a lot about. The real problem isn't you buying one roll of plastic wrap. It's so much bigger. Like a fashion industry that's totally unregulated, dumping forever chemicals into our water, our landfills, and putting them in our clothes on our body. An infrastructure system that allows entire communities to be poisoned by contaminated water and air, and many manufacturing processes for furniture, for cars, for buildings that all overwhelmingly choose profit over the long-term health of us and our planet. You could choose to fixate on what kind of bottle your castor oil is sold in. That's your prerogative and about you and your budget. But I really hope you'll look at the bigger picture and put more energy there too. Write your representatives, support businesses that do better, vote with your vote and with your dollars, and don't get hung up on any one little thing. Number 2, small and cumulative adds up. So sure, it would be great if a single purchase of a glass bottle of castor oil fixed the world and helped our bodies big time. But it is much more important to look at small and cumulative choices that are sustainable and the most likely to add up to something bigger. For me, I'll personally choose to use some plastic a couple of times a month for a castor oil pack. But every single day, I'm drinking and eating out of glass and metal containers. I'm using cloth shopping bags. I'm buying my clothes mostly from thrift shops. In other words, I personally try to voice my opinion and my votes with my dollars and with the things I do daily more than the things I do rarely. It's a way for me to find balance and not lose my mind worrying about every single thing while knowing that I'm also doing what I actually can. Which brings me very nicely to my third and final holistic big guiding idea. That's sanity over ideology. Now, we live in a complicated world. Sometimes things that seem good do harm. Sometimes things that seem bad are just the lesser of 2 evils and a win. If we get into all or nothing black and white thinking, our mental health is going to take a hit. And do you know what's every bit as bad for you as forever chemical exposure? Chronic, unmanaged, unmitigated stress. So when you choose sanity and moderation and let go of these absolutes, you're going to have a healthier mindset and better mental health, and that is holistically huge. So ask yourself, do you want to be a kind of a person who's paralyzed and overwhelmed and wants to fall into that all or nothing thinking and all the anxiety and the angst that causes? Do you want to fixate on how bad every bit of chemical exposure is and imagine you'd be better off living in a plastic bubble or not plastic bubble? That's catastrophic thinking, and it keeps you from things like joy and community. So choose moderation and choose sanity. See the big picture, get nuanced, and remember there are so many other things that will contribute to your true health and overall wellness that are in your control. Rest, time in nature, purpose, passion, and more. Try these things. I hope this perspective feels empowering and educational too. If you want to get into thinking more big picture about plastics, forever chemicals, and endocrine disruptors, and I love, love, love learning and talking about these things myself because they absolutely do matter, I highly recommend reading 2 books that I'll put in the description below. Thanks so much for watching and for being so passionate, thoughtful, and engaged. We're all doing our best, and I hope the discussion around issues like this one continue and always, always include considerations about our minds and our mental health and our quality of life too. Let me know if you agree and what you think in the comments below. Thanks again for watching.